Hello everybody and welcome back to another Saxlingham survival. This is episode number 5. I hope it's number 5. I think it's number 5. Doesn't this look way better? Look, walking out of your house whilst you're crawling because it's very, very low. So walking out of your house like you're a really, really short person. How different is this all of a sudden? I like it. I like it a lot. It looks really good. Right, it wouldn't be a survival episode slash Roosy episode if we didn't start minus money, which we absolutely have. We are minus £185. Good, brilliant. At least I know I'm doing something right or wrong. Right in my case. I'm doing it right if I'm starting and I'm struggling. But anyway, right, what are we going to get on with today? I think we're going to go straight, other than admire this huge amount of work we've done and how great it's looking. We're going to have a look at the prices tab and just see what is wheat going for currently. Because this may be the episode where we sell it. Oh, it can still go up quite a bit, can it? Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Now, I'm recording this episode straight from the last episode. So again, I haven't lit a fire. Why's the chimney working? What's on fire in my house? What's on fire in my house? Unless Travaskis is hanging around somewhere. I don't know. I still haven't changed that mod, by the way. So you're not going to see Travaskis yet. Someone's going to have to give me some clues on what to do because I'm obviously doing something wrong. But anyway, yeah. What are we going to do? If you haven't figured out already, you know that I improvise these episodes because I don't really forward plan. Oh, how on earth can I get that from here? Let's chop that down a minute. We can't sell it, but we'll chop it down. Oh dear, God, I nearly knocked myself out then. That wouldn't have been good. And I bet I can't pick that up. What is it? 200. See, how is that, which is massive, 254, yet one of the other pieces, which is a lot smaller, is nearly 300 odd kilograms. Doesn't make sense, does it? Anyway, right. I did have a look. Again, like I just said, I'm recording this episode straight from the last episode, so I've not seen the comments. I did have a quick look on Mod Hub, though. There is a firewood mod available, but it isn't the one that I was thinking of. It is actually, I think it's like 36 grand to place the actual production. It does generate pallets of firewood, though, which I quite like. And I guess you just put a selling point somewhere to sell the wood, so that's really cool, but it's not what I was thinking of, and I cannot afford £36,000. In fact, we're not going to be able to afford £36,000 for quite a long time on this series. What I can do though is go straight in and I can delete a couple more bits of rubbish. I did clear in the last episode all around these pretty much, so I don't know if these are 4 or 5 pieces of rubbish, I can't remember, but I can get rid of a couple of them. So we will do that in a moment. Let's just have a quick look at the cows. How are they getting on, firstly? So they've still got food, which is great because I don't have any more food for them to have. They have produced 355 litres of milk. They've also produced 783 litres of slurry. So the slurry's handy. As soon as we've baled that field, then we'll spread a load of slurry down. Maybe we'll have the money to buy the actual field data, but in the meantime we can't be worrying about that. That's just ticking away in the background, isn't it? That's just kind of ticking away. Let's start by going into construction. I'll flick over to my mouse because again I always like to do this with the mouse. I will actually say, just while I'm here, if you haven't done it yet, if you're planning on doing it, or if you have already done it, I didn't think I deleted any trees in this area to create this, because I did build this farm around the trees, but I must have deleted one tree from here, maybe just to create an entranceway, because I've noticed on a couple of people's pictures that there is an absolutely ginormous, huge tree right here, right in the way. And you can't always get through these bushes and these tree lines here. They are like a bit of a collision, a bit of a stopper. So if that tree is here, I apologise for that. If you turn on the lumberjack or turn on the super strength that comes as part of lumberjack and then aim your chainsaw at it straight on, it can just delete that tree. If you want to be cheeky, take advantage of the tree and sell it, even though there's nowhere to sell it, then you can do that. But yeah, you can just delete it and then carry on like normal. I don't think I deleted any more trees. I mean, I'm pretty sure I built this around the trees, but it could be that I deleted trees and then repositioned different trees just to have the right amount of trees maybe. So yeah, if there's any trees that have appeared, for some reason it remembered all my buildings, it remembered all the landscaping I did, but it's just restored the trees, which is really odd. But yeah, you can just delete them. That's my bad. I didn't think it would have done that, but it did. Anyway, while we're in this view, the reason that I've gone into this view firstly is to delete some rubbish. I'll do that. I can barely see it. Okay, so we'll do that again. The money's irrelevant because we are missing a lot more money than that, but we can get rid of 2 pieces as per the kind of standard rules. There we go. Just got to get rid of that and that maybe in the next episode, and then this area is looking pretty good. But again, what an improvement. Now if I can get to somewhere where I can actually see the ground, which is kind of hard to do. Let's find somewhere. I can't find anywhere. Goodness me, this is a nightmare, isn't it? Tell you what I do. Let's do it in some random person's field. I have installed, and I've not actually used it, but somewhere here there's gonna be. I mean, where do the greenhouses come under? Are they placeable? I think they are actually, aren't they? Greenhouses. Right, so this is what I was talking about. I mentioned in the last episode. So this when we have the money, if it was our field, this just places random triggers. And these triggers, without doing anything else, you can specify in the little picture of the spanner there, which is on the right hand side, you can specify what they're going to grow, and they just appear. You don't have to do anything more. You still have to add the water to these triggers, but they just appear. But then, to simulate the realism, I believe, and I'm doing this with you now, so we're learning together, but I believe in decorations, even though I've enabled like 4 million decorations, I think there is, yeah, there is 3 decorations of various crops. Look, see that? So what you do, onions there, is that cabbage or a lettuce? It's a lettuce, that's a cabbage. There we go, I should know that, they're grown in the field behind my house, but there you go. Yeah, various different ones. Look, chili peppers there, garlic plants there. So they don't cost anything, but what you actually do is you place them onto the ground, which I'm going to have to try and demonstrate here somewhere. So here, you just place them down in a row, costs you nothing. But then you can simulate, along with that trigger, that you are actually growing them. And I believe they will grow. But, realistically, we need to plough the ground. So if we're trying to stick to some sort of realism, we need to put like a strip in the ground of ploughed and then just put all of these decorative ones on it. So we're going to have to create here a very small field, and it's just for show. And then we're going to put various different plants, whatever I decide to grow. Say tomatoes for an example, they're always a good one to go for. Once I've made a fake field, I'll just cover that field in fake tomato plants, no, I said potato plants, fake tomato plants, and then we can kind of realistically suggest that they are growing, and we're picking them straight from the ground. So that is something I want to do. That is also £10,000. We still need 10 grand for the tractor. I'm kind of hoping, now that we're skipping through the months a little bit more kind of consistently and a bit quicker, I'm hoping that the tractor's price of repair isn't going up every month, because we ain't using it. In fact, it's sat at the shop, so that would be a bit annoying if the price is going up every month. If I'm saving up 10 grand and when I actually get to repair it, it's something like 15 grand. That would be quite annoying. But look at this. Isn't this getting better? Isn't this looking great? It's looking really, really good, actually. I've placed that there. That doesn't work, by the way, but in the future, when the actual mod is released of that being a workshop, I'll place it again. We will pay for it, but I'll place it again, and then I'll be able to repair my own tractors then. Which would be good. Now that the case isn't actually in there, I can probably place it in the middle as well. Cool. Yeah, so that's probably a good way to talk about rubbish for the first 10 minutes of an episode. But now I've got nothing more to talk about. I need to actually get on with something, don't I? I do have that option. Now that that's got a bit of fuel, I can sell a little bit of grain just to kind of get us out of debt. However, I don't think we're going to need money for anything in this episode. The initial thing to do, I guess, is just have a quick look at the contracts, because what can we do here to earn some money without digging into our own reserves? There's actually, weirdly enough, some harvesting contracts appeared. Yeah, what you know how long it took me to do my field? Imagine how long it would take me to do that one there, field number 34. Oh, that wouldn't be very fun. This one here, field 50. Doesn't look like a bad sized field, does it? For 6,800, and you do get a bit of grain there. Again, we're only using our own harvester, and we're using a trailer that only holds like 3,000 litres of grain. Okay, that's not a good idea. I've already persuaded myself that wasn't a great idea, so I don't know why I'm considering it today. Field 24, that's the field behind ours. Actually, that one might not be too bad. Shall we have a little look in the map view? So this is our field. This is field 24. Let's go to here. This is 2.5 acres. This is twice the size. But actually that, we got this one done real quick. So that might be a good way to go. Yeah. Do you know, I'm conscious that all I've really done for the last few episodes is mow grass. I've literally mowed it with the lawnmower around our own house. I've mowed it for a contract. I've mowed it for our own field here. And now I'm thinking about mowing another grass. This is not a lawn mowing simulator. And I do apologise if you don't enjoy seeing the mowing aspect of it. But we've got to survive and we've got to do it the hard way, haven't we? Say 4.5 grand, that would be quite helpful. So if I accept that contract now, and obviously using our own equipment wherever I am, there we go, we will head up and we will do that. I don't even know how to get into that field, so let's just improvise as I like to do. Let's do in this view, and we'll go to that field now. Now I've said it before, I don't overly like driving around with the front loader attached, so let's dump the front loader off. Let's stick it inside this shed. Oh, try not to. Oh, I've just put a hole in the back of the shed. That's good, isn't it? Right. If I've got to select the right one, detach. Perfect. Perfect. I like that. Right, and then slowly and slowly, I can do a bit more in. No, I can't. I can do a bit more in this view, but I'm just kidding myself. I definitely can. Not this end of the yard. So we'll go back to this view again. And then we'll head up there. I mean, that'll be a nice boost, wouldn't it? That'd save us worrying about selling the grain. So that grain is purely there to pay for the case. That's kind of how I'm seeing it, really. So I don't want to start digging into it. I don't want to start selling it just to keep out of debt. Right. Who on earth left that lawnmower right in the middle? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Wouldn't be one of my episodes if I didn't leave something in the way, would it? Right, okay, let's try and make this turn. Now, I'm assuming, I don't know, I think there is a roadway next to our field. Yeah, so maybe I can just take the roadway to get to that. Worst case, it is our field, so we can drive through our own field to get to the other field, but I don't think we can actually get around it that way. I'm not sure. That's our field, isn't it? That's our field. Oh no. Hang on a minute. Let's go to the map view. Oh, I got to drive all the way around there, haven't I? Oh, no, it looks like there's a way out. Oh, okay. Let's just drive through our field. We're not really going to hurt anything, are we? It's my field. I do what I want. Right, let's see. Let's see if I can get out the other side. We're not even running over the straw, because this is where I forgot to turn the straw swap on. Right. moment of truth. Is there a way to get into that field? As I'm getting slowly closer and closer, I see a fence. I don't see a gate. Is that a gate? I don't think that's a gate, is it? Oh dear. I didn't place that fence there either, by the way. That is there as part of the map itself, and I like that. I like that. Do you know, if we can delete that fence though eventually, that might be a cool field to go into. Yeah, we can't get to that field that way. Nope, not at all. Right, okay. It says we've got 3 hours and 41 minutes. And I need to remember, I've been trying to play it at ×5 to skip through the day a bit more, but we'll put it down to ×2 because that does affect how long you get to do a contract, and that's not ideal. Right, we're going to have to go the long way around. There's no way around it. The good news is, though, that field doesn't look too ridiculous, does it? Doesn't look too bad. See the amount of weeds that we've got growing in this field? That's not very good, is it? Okay, right. Let's make our way around there. It's nice weather today, isn't it? Nice November morning. Pretty good. It's already given us some field data. Like in the bottom corner, when I harvested it, I didn't turn on the minimap, but now it's showing it. Like it's. I'm assuming it says yield is not very good at all. I still think I need to purchase the field data though, surely, to see the nitrogen level. It will probably need lime, but I don't have lime. I don't have any way of spreading lime, so that's not really going to help. This field looks ready to go for harvesting. Look at the app. Can you imagine how long that would take us to do at 3 miles per hour? Yeah, especially as the corn headers are even smaller normally. Again, not that I own one, but yeah, some of these fields on this map are absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. And eventually, we will be getting into those. Definitely. But for here and now, we're just going to continue to struggle. Or at least in this section of the map, I can drive without trees in my way. Yeah, this is quite nice. I'm not going to skip this bit. Normally, this is just boring. Me trundling along at somehow just about making 20 miles per hour. Just kind of wasting time. Normally, I'd just cut this bit. But actually, it's just showing off how good the map is. And again, you know, I'm a really, 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 really small fish in a very, very big ocean of YouTubers and farming simulator creators. So, you know, your likes of Dagwin, who most people watch. Not everyone, but most people watch. He's actually in and buying. I think he owns this field here just to our left. Yeah. So you've seen this part of the map quite a bit if you do follow him. But for me, we'll probably never own that field. Very, very different end of the spectrum with us and the way that I'm playing this map compared to how Daggerman is. And again, I mean, I don't watch him any more than that. I used to spend a lot of time watching Scruffed. I haven't done for a long time, but I know he is playing on this map as well. I'm not sure how he is playing the map, whether he's I think from what I can see, he's kind of playing it the way the map creator made it to be played, which is at the starter farm with that ginormous equipment. But yeah, we're not playing this the way that the map creator intended us to play it, that's for sure. Right, now I can get on with this. Just unfolded the mower. Come on, here we go. Right, let's stick the cruise control on, probably bounce off that gate. Yeah, it's not our gate, it's not my problem. And probably whip it into a little bit of a time lapse, I think, just for this initial part. Again, apologies, it's just another episode of Lawnmower Simulator, but at least this is actually going to earn us money. This one isn't so much of a pointless exercise today, so hopefully it won't take too long. It doesn't look too bad, does it? It doesn't look that big, and there is quite a bit of leeway. The bigger the field, the more leeway you get, so hopefully they're quite lenient on us this time around. And yeah, this will pay for bits. I don't know what it will pay for. I mentioned in the last episode about getting a flail mower. There's not really a huge selection of mowers you can get. And then I'm thinking to myself, trying to manoeuvre this tractor around that yard and all those trees and rubbish would actually be pretty difficult. So I don't want to do that. I have looked at a John Deere ride-on mower though, which you can also fit a little front loader to. That seems pretty cool. So that might be a good way to go. Eventually we're going to need something like that just to maintain the areas. But I don't know, I'm not sure. Anyway, right, I will see you in a moment.
At 29 and I find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set the rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. I sit here looking for an answer. Maybe the biggest question was in the last chapter. You gave me the soul I have today. Without you I never could have moved away. But now I see what you teach. I do believe I always should have stayed. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. One day I'll be One day I'll be yours. I'll be yours. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. Life changes just open the door. One thing's certain, I'll always be yours. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours.
And here we are. Almost there. One more go at this, I reckon, then it will do it. Hopefully that suited some of your OCDs a little bit better. I thought with this kind of mower, I think it's just better to go continuously around the field. I think I just struggle with this mower. I really don't like this mower at all. As soon as I get, there we go, done. Cool. Right, we'll fold that up. Ideal. We'll get out of their field first, and then I'll accept that contract. That'll be a little bit of a money boost. In fact, that will be a massive money boost. Maybe even the most money we've ever had, quite possibly. Don't know, but we'll do that now. I've seen some comments in the past, by the way. I'm pre-recording a lot of these episodes, but to do with being able to go back in and bail up after you've completed a contract, which is kind of cool. I get it. It's quite a good idea. I don't want to do it for a couple of reasons, though. Firstly, I don't want to take someone else's grass. I don't think that's I shouldn't make profit on a field that isn't actually mine. And secondly, I can't actually even pull the baler. So even if I did do it, I couldn't do it. We will collect that though. Look at that, £4,548. Boom, done. Okay, wow. Yeah, I think from memory that is the most amount of money we've had. 4,336. What do I spend it on? That is a lot of money, isn't it? I don't even know what I want now, to be honest with you. In fact, while I'm in the zone, let's go window shopping, shall we? Is there anything in this used shop which is just ridiculously massive? But is there anything in the used shop that kind of stands out that we could do with? I mean, we could do with a bucket, but maybe not yet. But we definitely could do with a bucket at some point. I haven't noticed there's a straw blower, but I mean, I don't know. I'll have another look on ModHub. That might be something I have to go third party to get, maybe. There is nowhere near as many used things in this shop today as what there normally is. So nothing stands out, to be honest. No, I was kind of hoping I would have seen a different mower. I'm not going to lie. This mower, I really hate it. I really, really hate it. Or even a better tedder. We haven't used the tedder yet, but I just know through testing the tedder we do have, it works, but they are... when you try and use it as a wind arrow, I think is when it becomes the problem. Because trying to use it as a wind arrow, you have to go around one way, turn around and go back the other way just to create one kind of row of grass or hay. It's a bit of a nightmare. But there's nothing in the shop, so that's fun. We'll head back to the yard now with loads and loads and loads of cash and have a think about what the next step would be. It's still not enough to fix the case, so it's not going to get us out too much trouble. I know I took the wrong turn in there. Yeah, it won't get us out too much trouble. This is where, you know, if you've been watching me for a while, you've heard me say this multiple times, but this is where still doesn't look like it exists, but I'm sure someone will make it, or someone has made it maybe and I haven't seen it. But you should be able to maybe not specify, but you should be able to determine how much of a fix you want to do. I shouldn't have to take a completely dead case to a shop and have it fully repaired back to 100% for a silly amount of money. I should have the option, you know, I've said it before, why isn't there an option to have like a service which gives you 20% of your bar back, and the service is obviously cheaper. It could work out to be the exact same price of 10 grand for the whole thing, but why do I have to just pay that and it's done? It's kind of annoying. Why can't I take it in for a service, oil change, filter change, and that gives me 20%? Why can't I take it in for, I don't know, an engine swap, and that gives you 60%, but it doesn't repair the tractor? It should just have, I've compared it before to, you know, like a minor healing potion on a game like Skyrim. You take that potion, you know how much health it's going to give you on your health bar. Well, if the damage bar is your health bar for the tractor, why can't I use smaller potions, I guess, as such, and only repair a certain percentage? It's just annoying. You know, I'm here now pretty much at a full stop, aren't I, really? I cannot do anything really without that case, and I can't fix the case even enough to do one job in the field and have to go back to the shop again. What's that stuck on? Am I missing something there? Why has it just stopped me in my track? Is that imaginary tree causing issues again? That's working now. I must have been stuck on a hedge collision there or something. This looks much better, doesn't it? Still kind of really badly positioned lawnmower, but this looks so much better. Now, I learned from last time I should go around this way, so let's go around this way. But yeah, anyway, that's just my little mention about maintenance. I don't know. I just find it hard to think no one's ever thought of that, and I don't have the capability of coming up with anything like that. I'm certainly not anywhere near as good as actual mod creators. That's not something I do. That's not something I'm gonna probably be very good at doing. But I do wish that existed. If I knew how to create a mod, I'd create that myself, you know, and release it. Maybe it'll. I think it would be quite a popular mod, and it'll give me a little bit of popularity from this channel's point of view. So, you know, maybe I should do my best and try and learn if making mods is possible. You know, you always see people, don't you? I mean, I don't really use a lot of social media. I know this is a video that I've created purely for YouTube, but I don't use things like Facebook and stuff really. I've got accounts on all of them, but I don't use it. But I have seen in various groups, there's lots of people who always request certain mobs and can ask, borderline demand, making mods. And the answer is always, if you want it that badly, do it yourself. Well, maybe that applies to me then. Maybe that applies to me. Learn how to do it yourself. I don't know. Right. I'm just curious. I've never parked anything here, but I'm just wondering if I actually left... Oh, there's my broom. If I left enough room to park a vehicle here, which I did, didn't I? Yeah, look at that. Can I get out? Oh, lovely. That's a pretty big driveway, actually, isn't it? Look at that. I'll pick up my broom just while I'm here and remembering. I need to clear the grass up, don't I? That I kind of left lying around the ground. Here we go. So I'll go around and do this quick a minute. There we go. Again, the mod said don't go too quick because it flies out your hands. So I'll try not to go too fast. But yeah, this should... There's quite a bit of grass in some of these areas. Yeah, this should make it look a lot clearer though. Although it is a bit of a nightmare thing to do. Right, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm just going to go around, as sad as I am, and I'm just going to sweep up the whole entire area that I've been cutting, which is a pretty big area. And when I've done it, I'll jump you back in. Let's see if it looks any better. There we go. That does look a bit better, doesn't it? I've swept the whole... I swept the whole lot up. Apart from that bit. Yeah, look at that. Coming in here now looks completely... I can't even believe how different it looks just from some basic mowing. Bit of tidying. Oh, it looks great. I really, really like it. Now, there is an argument, and it's probably an argument that's happening very much this second. Someone will be saying, you should have just bailed that out. You could have sold that. Yeah, I could have done. And if you're playing it, do it, definitely. But I did say at the beginning, from my point of view, if you think realistically this is scrap, this is, you know, that, you wouldn't field that to cows. You wouldn't field that? You wouldn't feed that to your cows, though. Definitely not. What? I mean, actually, you probably would, to be fair. Cows probably don't care. They eat anything. So, yeah, no, I did say from the beginning, though, I've not designed this area for profit. For myself. So, yeah. It's easier just to sweep it up. And I quite like it. It looks good, anyway. It looks really good. Eventually, this area will be fenced off. And I don't know, maybe you'll have some chickens in there or something, or some sheep. I don't think this area will ever be a field, because I would quite like to keep the trees where they are. I think they had a good bit of immersion. And because I didn't place the trees, they are literally natural, aren't they? I mean, you can't just go chopping trees down everywhere, can you? So yeah, but no, that's the reason why I didn't scoop it up. Maybe I could have got a bucket, that bucket that's reduced. I could have just fed that to the cows, but... No, I don't want this to be... I wanted this to be a bit of a side challenge, a side quest. Part of the tidy up challenge, but I didn't want to actually make profit out of it. And if I fed that to the cows, I would make profit out of it. I missed loads. Yeah, I would make quite a bit of profit out of it because they would produce more milk because of it. So, 373 litres of milk, 816 litres of slurry. Slurry can just continue to build up, that's fine. We haven't got a manure pit placed down. That is something we need to do. We do have the money to do it, but we don't have the ability to put the straw into there. So they won't produce manure anyway. So that is kind of pointless, really. Yeah, definitely. There is still a lot of rubbish dotted around everywhere, though, isn't there? And I can't even imagine how long this is going to take to start clearing this up. Look at the state of this side of the yard. This is pretty bad. Definitely pretty bad. Oh my goodness. Why did I place so much? Why did I put so much rubbish everywhere? That's my fault. I did it. Even that was placed rubbish. All of that in there, that's all rubbish. That's rubbish. That's rubbish. The only thing that's not rubbish is the flicker of poo. Yeah. That's rubbish. That's also floating. Didn't do very well on that, did I? No, that's rubbish. That's right. That's not all one piece of rubbish either. That's a few pieces of rubbish. That's rubbish. Oh, no. What have I done? What have I done? I've just put rubbish everywhere. Why do I do this? Why do I do this to myself? Even that entire shed, what's next to it, even that's completely separate to the actual thing. That's rubbish. This shed is rubbish. Everything that's in the shed is individually placed as rubbish. If I've limited myself to deleting two... Oh, there's even more there, look. Yeah, I've limited myself to deleting 2 bits of rubbish an episode. We're going to have to do a lot of episodes just to delete the rubbish. Yeah. There we go. Anyway, that's good. Now, let's have a think. What do I do now? What do... what do I do? I don't know what I do. Maybe I skip forward? I don't know. Let me have a little think. Hello again, everybody. You are about to see this last little bit all in a time lapse because although I spent half an hour now recording, yeah, it didn't actually record my voice, so that's very good, isn't it? So let's just speed it up real quick. Won't take too long now to do this. So essentially, I thought I'd end the episode on accepting one last contract. I did regret this by the end of it, by the way, because the field was 8.5 acres, which was quite challenging. And of course, I'm using that mower, which I absolutely hate. I mean... Considering it's a mower I don't like using, we've done quite well. We've done quite well to keep it going this long, and it's earned us quite a bit of cash, to be fair. So this contract itself, if you didn't quite catch it, because obviously it's time-lapsed, it's sped up a little bit, but it's worth just over £8,000. So yeah, it takes me a while, and the majority of the actual field work itself I'd cut anyway. So what I would have said to you was something along the lines of, I'll cut this bit because it's taken too long. But yeah, when I've come to edit all of this section, my OBS for some reason decided to set my microphone to a default microphone, which is essentially the microphone that's set to my headset, which doesn't sound very good at all, to be honest with you. So I don't even have that turned on, and yeah, everything through my main microphone then wasn't recorded. So that's good, isn't it? Teething issues. I'm blaming it on the fact that I haven't done this properly for a little while. But yeah, so I'm just over talking this job now. Of course, you will see at some point in typical fashion, just like I kind of tend to do all the time. I forgot to refill the tractor. So as I'm talking now, you'll see there in the bottom right hand corner, the fuel is already getting low. In fact, it's already flashing. So yeah, the fuel setting on high is definitely working because this equipment goes through fuel pretty damn quickly. But yeah, in a very, very short period of time, you'll notice that it says refuel the vehicle. And in actual fact, because I'm over talking it and I'm kind of remembering as I'm talking, I do realise just before it runs out of fuel, oh no, I need to go to the shop quick and get some fuel. And then it runs out on the way to the shop, which is probably even more annoying. So I actually have to take a really long walk back to the yard to try and find the pickup truck. Then when I eventually locate the pickup truck, I then have to drive all the way to the shop, buy some more fuel canisters, oh, here we go, look, it's just happening now. Drive all the way back to that field or back to the tractor, which is going to get abandoned any second now. There we go. Yeah, the job is right here and now. I need to try and find that truck. Now, as I'm going back and I get back to the main yard, I'm looking for that truck. And then it suddenly dawned on me, as you will see any second, that the truck I left in the initial grass field. So I then have to walk all the way to that grass field to get that truck. So hey, I like it though. This kind of rule, the no teleporting thing, I like it. I think that's a good little touch, to be honest with you. So yeah. So at this moment, I think it's just dawned on me, oh dear, I got to walk all the way to the other field. So let's head over to there really, really quickly. So what I will say, while this is going on in the background, obviously you can see me getting some fuel and things there. The the character decides to suddenly change into someone else again every time you go into the shop, which seems to be a normal thing. But what I would say, I ended the episode on obviously the usual kind of thank you very much for watching. This was episode number 5. And this is a bit of a different end to an episode, to be honest with you. But I'm having to improvise now because it is what it is. But yeah, what I would say is YouTube have introduced a new thing recently called hype. Now it's quite new to me. I don't know exactly how it works, but from what I can gather, you get to hype, I believe, 3 videos a day, and it's aimed towards the smaller YouTube channels. So, even if you didn't necessarily want to hype the video for me, if there's any small YouTubers you enjoy watching, then do it for them and support them. What it looks like happens is once you get to a certain score, you become part of like a top 100 hyped videos list on YouTube, which obviously greatly increases how likely you are to get views and clicks and people discovering your channel. So that seems like a really good feature, to be honest. I think it's something that YouTube's been missing. It's something that YouTube has needed. So yeah, if you can do that, it will be in the comments section. If you're watching this live as the premiere, then I think it's you swipe to the right to get live chat. I think you swipe again and it will give you the option to hype. If you're watching this after the live stream, I think you have the standard comments box and then you have the hype box as well. So please do click on that, support me. If you really want to give me all 3 of your hypes daily, then go back and hype the last 2 videos as well, why not? But if there's anyone else, and I'm sure there are, that you think deserve it, then hype them too, because it seems like a good feature and it helps us out. But anyway, there we go. Look, just to end the episode on a bit of a weird one. Again, thanks for watching. This was episode number 5, and until the next one, cheers and gone.